Oh, welcome, Movie Maniacs. It wasn't as good as my Hawkins though.
What was your Hawking again?
It wasn't something I said.
Hey, what's going on, Movie Maniacs? I'm Zach.
And I'm Matt.
And welcome to the previews, everybody's favorite part of the movie. There's two things going on in January. There's terrible movies.
Yep.
And then also, it is Oscar season.
It is.
It's Oscar season. The nominations were just released, 2 days ago, probably?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 days ago. And we're trying to do some check marks on that Oscar list. So, to start things off, we decided to go check out Vice.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Christian Bale, Adam McKay directed it. Sorry. Amy Adams. We also had Steve Carell in there, too, and also Sam Rockwell. Zach, what did you think?
I am actually, this movie's actually very hard for me to review.
Whoa, why is that?
It's because I feel like a lot of the way you're going to look at this movie is going to depend on your political views.
Okay.
Me being very in the middle when it comes to politics, on the left and the right, I looked at it as almost as not bad for somebody in the middle. It just seemed all over the place, and I feel like if you were a very far-right conservative, this movie was a comedy. I feel like this movie, which it did have some very funny moments, and that is a plus. I will give the movie. It did some very creative, funny ways of explaining what was going on.
Yeah.
And if you're a far left liberal,
You're terrified.
You're terrified. And I feel like it was almost a mess at times.
Okay. So you basically say you didn't know what this movie wanted to be.
Yes,
essentially.
Like, it was almost like I got a lot of vibes of Oliver Stone, like just the imagery and just the way everything was shot. I got like kind of like that idea from it.
Well, the thing with Adam McKay, he was the director of this movie. He comes from a background of comedy, obviously. He did Step Brothers. He did Anchorman. He also, I guess, really started getting into the political things with The Big Short. Which I really liked. And that's the one thing with Adam McKay movies. Even if you're not into politics, he makes politics very easy. And that's why I like him doing this movie. First and foremost, I'll admit, I really like this movie. I feel with politics, I'm almost like you. I'm pretty much down the middle. I really felt that this movie was very even. I didn't think they were portraying Dick Cheney as like this huge warmonger, just juggernaut. However, they were showing his other sides of life, and I think
they made him very humane, in my opinion, because a lot of people look at him as like the devil.
Christian Bale transforming into Dick Cheney. I mean, dude, that guy can gain and lose weight like nobody's
business. Yeah, Christian Bale in this movie gave me a lot of Winston Churchill vibes that Gary Oldman put on last year.
Yeah, except Christian Bale actually gained the weight.
He actually gained the weight.
Yeah.
Definitely. But, I mean, his acting was on point. Sam Rockwell, like, when I heard he was playing George Bush, watching him on screen, he actually looks a lot like George Bush than I thought
he really does. And he did a great job, too. Amy Adams, of course.
Was okay. I mean, she was Amy Adams.
Yeah, but she was Lynn Cheney. I thought she did a great job, too. Steve Carell, did great.
Carell, I feel like...
Also, Tyler Perry, what? He did a great job, too.
Out of nowhere.
And that was the thing. Like, I feel like with the shortcomings that I did have somewhat with the script, again, because the thing that I find the most interesting about his story, Dick Cheney's story, is obviously the parts that I was alive through, right? So the Bush, the George W. Bush administration during 9/11. And that's towards the tail end of the movie, and I felt like that was a little bit rushed. But again, this is a biopic, so you want to learn how he got to power and all of that. And I wish they would have stayed in that time a little bit longer, but that's a preference. I'm not going to go ahead and say like, oh, this is terrible. I mean, it's not. Like, I thought the writing was great, and I thought the acting was
very
superb.
well done. I mean, I feel like acting, in my opinion, was the best part of the movie.
Exactly, and the writing too was pretty solid. In terms of Oscar movies, I don't think you could really
definitely an Oscar movie.
Exactly, really get any better. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that alludes more so again to the way Adam McKay and Christian Bale both discussed how to portray him, because I think there's not a lot of people who can really take a huge, powerful being like Dick Cheney was and turn him into, a humble, instead of just being like this warmonger, this juggernaut, whether again you agree with his policies or don't. I mean, they really made every single character almost likable, which is nuts. I wasn't expecting that, especially the way they talked about this film.
Did make it very, very watchable to a certain degree without getting like heavy into the politics. Like
we're not gonna be here, I guess, argue facts, because a lot of people don't know what's going on, like the backstory about Dick Cheney, but they were open with it. They're like, hey, we don't know.
100%, and I feel like because that's an issue I have with a lot of biopics, is because I'm the one who wants to know exactly what happened.
You don't want any dramatization. You literally want what it is.
I want it straight, but I know when it comes to books and rewrites and scripts and all that, some of that stuff can be mumbled, but I do respect this movie for saying that in the very opening credits.
Exactly, because a movie that we saw later last year, Bohemian Rhapsody, didn't do that.
Nope.
And the whole movie essentially was a fable.
But anyway, overall, I think I'm going to give it 3.5 creepy clown pictures out of 5.
Okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more. I'm actually going to go ahead and give it 4 orange-flavored Listerines out of 5. Well, that's it for a review on Vice Movie Maniacs. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit that bell icon so you get notified of every single video that we put up. And we'll see you next week on the previews.